Go put that man away, please. I don't want to see about your man. I don't. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing the Vogue article, Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing? So if you want to know my thoughts, if you want to get into this makeup look, please continue watching. If you haven't read the article, I really recommend reading it, or if you haven't read it, then I recommend listening to it. I listened to it, it was a really easy listen, or it was an easy read. It's a quick article, and it touched on so many good points, so I pulled out a few themes, and I want to just talk about them that I got from the article, and I think it's just important for today's dating culture, and just how women view relationships, and in general, all types of relationships, whether it's platonic, romantic, whatever. One of the first things that they had got into was, I don't know if I want to talk about the article or if I just want to ask myself the questions. Let me just ask myself a question and answer the question. I feel like I can stay more on track because I will get sidetracked on a side tangent, and I'm not trying to do that today. So let me just ask myself a little question. Let's go from there. So let me pull up my thing. So the first question is, why are we so superstitious about posting our boyfriends? Like, what's that about? To me, I feel like the reason why women are superstitious about posting their boyfriends is because once you start posting that man, he gonna embarrass you. And it's just like, I think we all can relate to that. Like, I know I can, I know my friends can. As soon as you get excited, as soon as you start talking about him, as soon as you start to like him just a little too much, that man is going to embarrass you. And that has happened to all of us one time too many. And it's embarrassing. It takes the fun away of being able to want to like a man and talk to a man and be around a man, because it's like, as soon as it's getting good, you know it's coming. You know he's going to embarrass you. And these men need better home training. No, but for real, one way or another, I feel like a man is going to find a way to embarrass you. Or sometimes you may be worried that you're not the only one that he's talking to, and you don't want no woman come to you as a woman. Don't come to me as a woman. And that's a whole nother other topic. But I think that's what that is. I think it's just, you don't know if he's talking to other women, which is embarrassing. And you just don't know if it's something else is going on. And it's just like, don't nobody want to deal with that. I know I don't want to deal with that. And I think that's why it's hard for women I think that's why women are superstitious about posting their boyfriends, because one way or another, you're going to get embarrassed. And the embarrassment is always going to be some woman coming to you as another woman, somebody under your comments talking about something, oh, he used to talk to so-and-so or whatever. And don't nobody want to deal with that. It's not fun. It's not cute. It's embarrassing. And it's just like, you wouldn't want nobody coming to you, so why is it coming to me? And if you don't got your stuff, whatever, why are we entering into new things? It costs nothing, to be honest. So I hope that makes sense. I think it does. Let's head on to the next question. The next question that I got from the article was, is becoming obsessed with your boyfriend cringe? And to me, I feel like that's like a stacked question, especially for me. I think if the only relationship that you care about is your boyfriend and you totally abandon your friends for your boyfriend, then I absolutely do believe that that's cringe. And I can't relate. I think sometimes women are conditioned to only care about their romantic partnerships, and we're not really conditioned to care about our platonic ones as well. And I think that's something as a society we have to learn to appreciate. And that's for both men and women. I think that we need to learn to appreciate our platonic friendships a little bit more and hold them accountable and hold them near and dear to us just as much as our romantic ones, and we don't. So that's the first part that I would say to that, is I do think that that's something that we struggle with, is not putting enough emphasis on our platonic relationships as we do as much as our romantic relationships. I don't think that there's anything wrong with being in love and wanting to care about, and I love the idea of love. I love caring about your partner. I love all of that. I think it's beautiful. I think love is beautiful. But when that's the only love that you care about, and that's the only love that you have time for, and that's the only love that you make time for, I think that that's cringe, and I think that that's messed up. I don't agree with that at all. I know sometimes that we can get lost in the, oh, well, this friend dogged me out, and this friend did this, and this friend did that, and like, that's fine, and that's cool, and that's dandy. But at the same time, what about the countless men that have also dogged you out? I don't see you giving up on that men. I don't see you doing that. So it's like, I just think that the same emphasis and the care and time and attention that you give to your romantic partners, I think that we need to pour into our friendships a little bit more, and we don't. And I think that that's a choice. And as I was saying before, I understand that as women, we've been conditioned that like the main relationships that matter are our romantic ones, and having children and blah, blah, blah. But when do we recognize that that's not enough? I mean, if that's enough for you, then live your best life, but it's not enough for me. And I want more, and I crave more, and I pour into my other relationships, not just my romantic ones, because they're important and they matter, and that's how you have a full life. So I hope I answered that question. I think I did. I think I did. Quick little side tangent. I'm so happy that I don't need to spot treat, like spot conceal. What is it called? Like when you color correct because you have dark hyperpigmentation. My hyperpigmentation is clearing up, y'all, and I'm so happy because it's about time. Like when I tell you the worst year for my skin, that stress took me out. Anyways, neither here nor there. Just quick little tangent. So the next question that I have is having a boyfriend out of style because men just aren't acting right? And I feel like that is also another stacked question. So part of the reason why I had got that question out of the article is because they said that a lot of women don't like posting their boyfriends, or if they do post their boyfriends, you'll never get their boyfriends. You'll get the back of their head, you get a little glass, you get a little hand on the foot, hand on the foot too though, but hand on the thigh or whatever. Like you'll get that and you won't get like the actual boyfriend. So is having a boyfriend out of style, hold on because it's two-part and it just left my head. Is having a boyfriend out of style right now because so many men just aren't acting right? The answer to that question is yes, it is. Having a boyfriend is out of style because so many men aren't acting right. Having a boyfriend's out of style also because I feel like there's not so much as a gain as it was before for like social or economic benefits as used to be if you had a certain husband or man in your life. Whereas now I feel like it's just the 21st century. So women are able to create their own gain. Women are willing to make their own money. Well, women are able to make their own decisions for themselves, and they don't have parents or a man making those decisions for them. So that's one part of it, but I feel like that's a tangent, but that is one part of it. The other part of this is it's considered as cringe because I think some women, when they get a man, that's the only thing they want to talk about. That's the only thing they want to do. I also think a lot of men don't act right. And I think when a man don't act right, it's embarrassing to want to have to post them because you don't know if you don't know. Like, I hate to go straight to cheating, but that's one part of it. You don't know if he's lying, not treating you right, whatever. So I think because of that, and a lot of men don't be acting right, I think that is a big part of it too. On top of, I also think it leaves a little room for like mysteriousness. I think we like took that and like ran with it. Like, oh, I'm gonna be mysterious. You don't need to know who my man is, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's another part of it too. But I ultimately really do think it goes back to the first question, which is just, you don't want to be embarrassed. And a lot of men will embarrass you, whether it's by their actions, whether it's by another woman, whether it's by, you name it. A man has probably done it to a woman out there, period. And it's just hard. So I think it's wanting to take your losses in private. And if I never actually showed who that man was to the world, then when I do lose, it's private. But I also think that goes into women taking accountability for men's shortcomings. And I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. I don't agree with that, y'all. Like, ew, no, ew. Yuck. Throw that man away, please, yesterday. But I do think that we take a lot of accountability for their shortcomings and we have no reason to. That man not being a good man, not being a good person, because at the end of the day, it's really just how you treat people. Him not being a good person don't got nothing to do with you, and it's not because of anything you did that's wrong. It's not because you're wrong. It's not because you just wasn't enough for him. Like, it wasn't because of any of that. It's just because that man sucked. And I don't think we say that enough, and I don't think we give women that grace enough, and we should. So that's what I would say. I think I answered that question too. Let me know what y'all think. Did I answer that question? The next question is, can having a boyfriend dim your aura as a woman? And the answer is, duh. I don't know what it is. Like, that man will suck the soul out of you if you allow him to. He will. That man will suck the soul out of you, take all your energy, take all your ideas and run with them, and he will be over there glistening, glowing, happy, carefree, and you will be over there dead, looking dead, left for dead. Like, you will. And I think this is when I have to take it back to, we have to have other relationships. You have to have relationships with people that you care about and that can pour into you, because sometimes you'll be over there sucked out dry, y'all. And if you don't have no friends, nobody to tell you, you end up saying things a lot longer than needed. So yes, I do think that a man can suck the aura out of you, and I think it's super important to have other relationships to pour. It's not everybody's job to pour into you. I do think that if you are in a romantic relationship, that you guys should be pouring into each other. So that's just one little part of it. It's not nobody's job to just pour into you. You have to be able to pour into yourself. You have to be able to, this might be too bright for me. Darn. This is what happens when I talk and do my makeup. Anyways, It's not anybody's job to pour into you. You have to be able to pour into yourself. If you're in a healthy relationship, romantic and platonic, then you guys should all be, it should be a mutual thing of pouring in of each other's cup, and no one's ever left without, because it's equal enough to where everyone's pouring into one another. So that's just one part of it. But when we're in unhealthy relationships, oftentimes you'll recognize that you are not being poured into. One, you're not pouring into yourself, and two, that man's probably not pouring into you either. So what can you do about that? What are you going to do about that? And that's when I think it's important to have other relationships to help us see that, because sometimes you just don't know. Like, sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you got things going on. Sometimes it's just a certain season in your life, and you just need somebody to wake you up. And that's when good, solid friends come in. So that's one part of the question. I also think that we as women unintentionally give men a lot of power. And I think we give them a lot of power because we think that our worth is tied in having a man. And our worth is not tied into having a man. At least our worth, we shouldn't think that our worth is tied into having a man, even though that is what society tells us to do. I think as women, we have to literally rework that, rewire that brain, and remember that other things matter. And if the relationship isn't beneficial and it's not helping you to grow, to be better, to bring out the best of you, and not just, I think we get mistaken that men are only supposed to provide for us financially, and that is one part of it, but there's so many other parts of it, and that's why a lot of women that are poured into financially are still unhappy. I lost my whole train of thought. But anyways, what I was saying is that it's so much more than just having a man pour into you financially. And as we see that even the women that are poured into financially, it's not enough, because it never was. You need someone that's, well, not you need. I keep saying you need, and you don't need a man at all. I just want to preface this with that. I think I hate that we get so caught up in, I need a man, I need a man, I need a man. And it's like, yes, you will. Yeah, like having a man is nice. And how do I want to say this? If you choose to pour into yourself, then you don't need anybody. And it's nice to have people. It's nice to have company. It's nice to be held at night. And those are beautiful things. But I also think that it's nice to be held by someone that actually cares about you and cares about your well-being. Someone that wants to be an equal partner to you. Someone where if you're having children, he doesn't just think it's just a woman's job to take care of the children, to change diapers, and to handle the snotty nose, and to take the kids to school. Like, you have someone that cares about you. And I think that's something we don't see. And it's so much more than just financial, because you need help. If you choose to have children, then you need help. You need someone that sees you and wants to make your life easier, and vice versa, because a woman is always going to make your life easier. Don't get me wrong, there's some out there that's but we not talking about them. We just talking about in general. A woman is going to make your life easier. So since we know that, how do we hold men accountable, and how do men also hold each other accountable and themselves accountable with wanting to be in relations with women, and they're not sucking us dry? Because that's what a man will do. If you're not in the right partnership, it just shows. You look, for lack of a better word, unwell. You look unwell, and you're just not taking care of yourself because you didn't put all this time and energy into this man, and it hasn't been reciprocated at all. And he didn't suck literally your aura dry, and you're left with nothing. So I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think ultimately it's so much more to a man filling up your cup financially, and you need it emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of the things, all the little lees. You need all of them. And I don't think we put enough emphasis on that. I think the only emphasis we put on for a man is to provide financially, and quite frankly, it's just not enough. My next question is, why do we get the ick from seeing what is it? Okay, so my next question is, why do we get the ick from seeing too much boyfriend content online? And I can't speak for anybody else but myself, but why I get the ick from seeing too much boyfriends, because that's like the only thing you care about. That's the only thing you want to talk about, and it's annoying. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like, I love the girlies in love. It's a beautiful thing for it to be in love, but is that it? Is that all we have to offer? Is look at my man, look at my man, look at my man. And don't get me wrong, I'm a my man too, but like also my friends too, also me too. Like, I just think some of us get lost in that, and it's just, I get the ick from it. I get the ick, it's cringe. I just don't want to hear about that man all day. Keep that man for yourself. Go put that man away, please. I don't want to see about your man. I don't. If this is a couple channel, I want to be tuned in. It's a you channel, and I want to be tuned into you. So that's it. Regardless if you make content or you're just my friend on the internet, or you're just a girl that I used to know from high school on the internet, I don't care about your man. I don't. I know you care about your man, and that's beautiful. But the rest of us don't care about him. The rest of us want to see you, want to see how you're doing, if you're thriving, and how life is being you. Not that you just let his man and you put him on a pedestal. I don't care, girl. I don't. Put that man away. Put the man in the house and go on about your life, please. Please. The next question is, why is losing yourself in a relationship still so common, even though we know better as a society? I feel like I've kind of already answered that, and I think it's just us putting too much emphasis on having a man and not enough emphasis on, like, who are you as a person, and, like, what do you want, and what do you want to bring to the table, and, like, how are you going to make your life full. I think after it's all worn out and you're like, okay, like, this is great, like, it's not fun and new and fresh anymore, it's no longer that, then what do you have to show for it? And I think that's why later on in life a lot of women are left empty, and some aren't. But I think a lot of women are left empty because all they have to show for their life is them pouring into this man. And it's like, what about you? And I think that's something for me I was really mindful of. It's like, I never wanted to get lost in my partner. I never wanted to get lost in him. I never wanted to just be, I'm this person's wife, or I'm this person's girl. Like, I always want to be coquise, and this is my partner, and we're two individuals, and we came together and we have a relationship. I just never want to get lost in him. And I don't want to wake up one day and be like, what the fuck, what have I been doing with my life? What have I been doing this entire time? Because all I cared about was this man. And then when you have kids, all I cared about was this man and these kids. I just never wanted that for myself. So that's something I think I was always mindful of, is not getting lost in a partnership. And I haven't gotten lost in my partnership. I don't like talking about it, y'all. I'm married. Your girl is a full-blown married woman, man hater, don't care. And I'm married to a man, don't get it twisted. But I never wanted that for myself. I never wanted to just get lost in a man and some kids. Like, that's literally a nightmare for me. And I know, like, it's a beautiful thing and it can be a beautiful thing. But I think when that's the only thing is where people get it mixed up. And I don't want it ever to just be the only thing for me. So I guess that's kind of all I can say, because I can only speak for myself. I can't really speak for other women that get lost in men, because I don't do that. And I make sure to make it a priority that I don't. Yeah. I was going to say, like, I don't know, but yeah, I don't. So, so my last question is, being single really as free as we pretend, or is that an illusion we've all brought into? And I think that is such a good question. So in the article, they talked about how women think that being single is free, and that's the only way that you'll have your freedom. And if you don't have that, if you're in a relationship, then you're not free. When then the reality is, if you're in the wrong relationship, you're not free. If you're in the right relationship, then you're free. You should still be able to be yourself, show up as yourself, pour into yourself, and vice versa. You know, have that man pour into you as well, and not get lost in it. The problem is when we make our relationships the only relationship, when we make our romantic relationship the only relationship that matters, yeah, that's when you put in all these what's it called, pressures on you. And it's like, for what, girl? Like, you putting all these pressures on you for what? For who? So yeah, if the only person you're pouring into in your romantic partnership is your man, then yeah, being single is gonna feel like it's free, because that's the only time you're yourself is when you're single. And when you're in a relationship, you're whoever he wants you to be. Yeah, girl, yeah. And that's an illusion. To me, it's an illusion, because it's like you're still not being yourself, and you can only not be yourself for so long. Not fun. Like, not being yourself is not fun. Like, only person I ever wanted to be is me. Only person I ever wanted to show up as is me. And that's another thing for me. Like, I knew that when I got into a relationship, if I wasn't able to be myself, if I wasn't able to show up as myself, if he wasn't going to accept me for who I am and how I show up, flaws and all, then he wasn't going to be the man for me. And I think that that's a bare minimum standard to have, period, across the board. You should always be able to show up as yourself regardless. If it's friends, if it's a man, it's just whatever. You should be able to show up as yourself and be comfortable to be yourself and not get lost in this illusion that you can only be yourself when you're single, because that's not real. And you're not being authentic in your relationship to yourself, to your friends, not being authentic to anybody. And to me, the wall's gonna crack eventually, girl. Like, you can only keep that up for so long. And that's just me being honest. I think that being free, single is an illusion because you're not being honest and authentic to yourself, to your partner, or to your friends. And we gotta work on that, girl. Like, there's better ways to go about life. So I think that's how I would answer that question. Let me finish up this makeup and I'll have my closing thoughts. All right, y'all, so this is the finished look. I have on my lip combo. I put on some glasses because I don't know what it is, y'all. I'm rusty with my makeup, so I need to get back into doing it. But the only way to get better is to obviously do your makeup more. So we're gonna be doing our makeup more. But my final questions that I have for you is having a boyfriend embarrassing? Please let me know in the comment. As for me, I think that if the only thing that you care about and the only thing you make content about is your man, yes, I do think it is embarrassing. And I think that there's so much more to life than a man. But that's me. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Let me know in the comments if you think that having a boyfriend is embarrassing, because I really would like to know. My opinion isn't the end all be all, and I didn't mean to ruffle any feathers if I did. I'm just sharing my own opinion and my own thoughts on having a man in today's society. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.